Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, December the 11th, presented by Mercury. Hey, we're going to connect with Josh Herron and talk about Logan Martin and Lay Lake. Of course, we're going to connect with Tom Ott, our resident Guntersville expert. And then we're going to connect with Lee Pitts, the Crappie King of Weiss Lake, and find out what he's going on up there and at Neely Henry. So let's stay tuned. We'll be back with the guys and see what everybody has to say. Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, December the 11th, presented by Mercury. We're getting closer to Christmas time, and I know all of your family's going to be out there shopping, but the rest of us that really do things that are important, we're out there fishing. We're going to check with Josh Herron. I know he's been spending some time down there on Logan Martin and Lay Lake in that area. Josh, tell us what's happening on that end of the Coosa River.
Man, right now it's kind of the mercy of the weatherman. It really depends day to day on kind of how you approach this gig. This past weekend, largemouth really showed out on the lower end of the Coosa. Largemouth really bit pretty damn good. To be honest with you, there was the first 20-pound bags I've seen in a while weighed in at Lay Lake, which was outstanding, but there just wasn't a whole lot of them. So that's kind of the name of the game right now is take your two previous weather days to any day you want to go fishing, and kind of that's how you need to base your game plan. Colder days seem to be geared more towards spotted bass. And when we get these kind of glimpses of warmer weather, the grass fish seem to play and really shine.
So what kind of techniques are you using when it's warmer and the largemouth are the target? What would you be throwing? And then when it's cooler and the spotted bass are the target, what would you be doing then?
I mean, we're still warm enough in the water temperature where swim jigs will work, swim baits in the grass will work, flipping will work great. Grass really hadn't died off that much yet, so I mean, there's still a lot of running grass, dollar grass on Lay Lake right now. So, like I said, on warm days, chatterbaits, swim jigs, swim baits, and flipping some of the thicker mat seems to be doing really good. And on colder, nastier days, jerk baits, like little single swim bait, Kitech kind of deals. And, of course, the godforsaken A-rig is always a winner.
Yeah, you throw that thing around, the chandelier rig, as we like to jokingly call it, but I know, is it still a little too warm for the flat side crankbaits? The water temperature still a little too up there?
I don't think it's there yet. I like it right around the 50 to 52 marks where it really starts to shine at. But we will probably be there by the end of the weekend if we can keep the this cooler weather on track.
Sounds good. Well, man, we appreciate it. Thanks for spending the time with us, and have a great rest of your week.
Thank you, buddy.
Fishermen, we know it's time for you to be asking for that really pricey gift. For those of you who like to chuck a swim bait, check out Bull Shad from Mike Buca. Put the big one in the boat for you. Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, December the 11th, presented by Mercury. It's time for us to check in at Guntersville with Tom Ott. Tom, I know you're kind of waiting for your chance to get out there, but tell us what's going on the big lake right now.
Well, I tell you, if you're a glutton for punishment, it's a good time to be in the deer woods. That's about what I tell you. This weather's just been unbelievable. We've had some real big warm swings. We've had some cold snaps. The warm weather, last weekend I kind of thought it was going to shape up, and we had some impending fronts. And I'm telling you, I fished a tournament and 10 pounds won. So that gives you kind of an indication with big fish in the 2 and 3 pound range. Kind of give you an indication how many fish we're biting. It really kind of baffled a lot of us, but I know that there's fish out there biting on the lake. I think that these, when we really get some cool water and we're down in the low 50s, and then we get a couple of days of warm weather and it snaps back up. I know it confuses the fish. They've got to be some deep. They've got to be some shallow. They are following bait, tons of birds. Just not a lot of players right now. I mean, probably our best producing bait was a jerk bait, and those were few and far between. still catching a few on a square bill. And I heard you mention a flat side. I kind of like that flat side around, starting in the mid 50s and on down. But, I've been catching fish on it for a few weeks now. But again, the quality has been really difficult. Kind of waiting to see what kind of, what this weather is going to bring us that we've got coming here. We've got some severe weather coming in. So kind of wanting to see what that's going to do. I'd like some stability in it. But, any big changes on Guntersville, always going to kickstart a bite.
What about the crappie and the striper bite? Are you seeing some of that stuff around? Are they still around the bridges for the crappie and then schooling fish on the stripes?
The crappie have been phenomenal. I will say this, last week, again, and I think I really buy into this Bobby Barrick moon phase stuff. I think we had a poor moon phase, but and the crappie bite was really down last week, but it's starting to peak again. Definitely the bridge pilings it seems to be where they really are. Even some reports of some large, bass being caught around those bridge pilings too. Just so much bait right there.
Well, man, as always, we appreciate everything, and we will talk to you again next week.
All right, guys, tight lines and be safe out there.
For that bladed jig aficionado, a great stocking stuffer is the new Big Blade Chatterbait or the new Mini Max. Perfect for big fish and perfect for when the bait fish are small. Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, December the 11th, presented by Mercury. Hey, it's time to us to connect with Lee Pitts, the crappie king of Weiss Lake. He's actually on a guide trip this morning. He's got a couple of clients back there. They seem to be out there working on some crappie. Lee, what's going on in your boat today?
It's the bite's slow today. We're catching some fish and got some good fish, but you're really, like I've said the last couple of weeks, you've got to get it down there and get in those treetops and on those stumps and just beat and bang around and make them bite. Some of the guys are starting to catch some fish in the creeks, long line trolling. They're taking those garland baits and they're putting 1/24 ounce heads and some 16ths, and they're pulling and catching a few fish. But the bigger fish are still out in the river channel right now. We're catching them today in 23 to 25 foot of water. It's a slow bite, and you really, really got to get down there and beat and bang on them and make them open their mouth.
What are you hearing about the bass bite at Weiss Lake?
Bass bite's been a little bit better, with the weather that we've had swapping back and forth. Some of the fish have jumped up shallow when you get that sunshine out on them. They've gotten around the rocks, some of these longer points, getting in some of the wood cover too, in that 4 to 6 foot of water. But then, you'll have a change in the weather, and the next day the fish are totally opposite. They'll swap back and they'll go out deep. You got to really count on those spots more. Some guys are still catching them on shaky head and the jerk bait, up in Little River, some of the cleaner water in Yellow Creek. These spots are being caught a little bit more. But it depends on with this weather changing like it has daily. It's like a flip of a coin. You got to pick out what's going on that day and roll with it.
So turning our attention to Neely Henry, what are you finding out there?
Neely has been a little better this week. I've talked to a lot of the guys in there, especially with the crappie fishing. They're still out, doing what we're doing now, that vertical dropping live bait down to them. Some of the guys are putting double jigs on, more of a straight tail like the Bobby Garland baby shad and some of the slab slayers, mixing the colors up a little bit. I think the water's been a little stained down there, and they're getting out on some of these drops and doing the same thing, getting in these treetops and just shake the tree till they eat it.
Same thing on the bass bite, just kind of keep moving, shallow, jerk baits, moving baits, flipping a little bit.
Just doing that, and like you said, just jumping around, not staying anywhere too long, just trying to keep moving, keep going, and finding 2 or 3 fish here and there that want to bite.
Well, Lee, as always, man, we appreciate it. Put your clients on some good ones. You got to love them crappie sandwiches.
That's right, man. We're fixing to get back with it. We appreciate it, guys.
Thanks. Well, that'll do it for our Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, December the 11th, presented by Mercury. Don't forget that next week, Saturday, December the 18th, is our last day open. So if you need some parts to be able to get you through the fishing week, the boating week, you need some fishing tackle to be able to fish through the holidays, make sure to get in here and check with all of us, see what you need, see what we can help you with. But as always, thank you for everything. We will be doing the fishing reports throughout the our closed period. But we'll be back, and we will talk to you again soon.